happened today. District back on track.
Can you say how much it set you back because you were hoping to get him in place and start work, but this means he can't do much?
I mean, so he doesn't have a contract signed yet. His start date was supposed to be July 3rd, I believe. So that can't start now until we have a meeting to vote on his contract. So I don't know how long that sets us back. I tried to have us schedule a meeting today, but the meeting was adjourned too quickly.
Hey, Sarah, given that there were going to be 3 people that we knew were going to be out, including the chair and the vice chair, why was the meeting, and given when you have already 3 out, then the quorum can start to get tenuous anyways, why was a meeting scheduled today for such an important issue?
I mean, I think there was a commitment by people stating that they would be able to be here today, not the 3 individuals who had let us know in the previous meeting that they wouldn't be here. So I think everyone was operating under the assumption that people were staying true to their word that they'd be here today.
Did they say publicly in the meeting that they would be here, or how do we know that
Well, they certainly,
didn't have a conflict?
I mean, we agreed on today's date publicly in the meeting, so if they weren't going to be here, if people weren't going to be here, they should have let us know then.
And you had no indication before now that those 3 were not here?
We got some emails this morning that certain individuals would not be here this morning.
Did they say why? Yeah.
From who?
Sorry.
I'd rather not say who, but it was from someone who was supposed to be here today, stating that they were out of town.
How frustrating is this? Very.
I look forward to, again, a fresh start with Dr. Licata. This is obviously not the way we wanted to start, but I'm confident that he can rise above it.
What about the board? What message is this sending Dr. Licata?
That he's got some work to do.
In practical terms, what does this mean as far as how early, given that there weren't supposed to be any board meetings for the next 3 weeks or so, how soon can a new superintendent be brought on, and what does that mean? Does Dr. Smiley stay until then?
I think that's Dr. Smiley's question to answer. But I believe that her contract says that she stays on until we hire a new superintendent. But it is my hope that we have a meeting next week.
Are there enough people in town?
We'll have to find out.
Can you clarify who called today's meeting?
The school board did.
And it was voted on to have the meeting today?
Yes. Well, it wasn't voted on, but it was agreed upon at a public meeting, yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well done. Well done.
What do you think, Dr. Smiley, about
What happened?
Can you step up closer to the microphone?
I don't want to. I can project.
She projects. That was the word I'm
Can
looking
you talk about what
Good
happened?
morning.
Good morning.
for.
Unfortunately, the board meeting was adjourned because we didn't have a quorum. You know those facts. On occasions, you do have unexpected delays in conducting the business of the school board. Clearly, it would have been ideal to have our board meeting, to have Dr. Licata take his seat at the dais and I make my descent. I was so hoping for that to happen today. I understand that Dr. Zeman made a comment that I orchestrated this. Well, those of you who are intelligent understand that that was just political nonsense. The scheduled board meeting was planned. We knew that some board members would be on vacation. And you don't plan your vacation after you do a superintendent search. Those vacations were planned long before June 29th had any significance. And so to interrupt trips abroad was not conducive because we have the power of technology. The 5 members that we needed physically in the room, we had confirmed that they were going to be here. They were not. And who are we to say that what stopped them from coming was not as important as a pre-planned vacation abroad? We're not going to make those judgments. What we are going to do, with all the speed that we can muster, make it right for Dr. Licata. He deserves a smooth transition, and that's what he's going to get. If not today, sometime in the very near future. We are canvassing board members now. We're looking at their schedules. We are coordinating to determine what and when, as quickly as we can, reconvene a new board meeting with the intent to approve Dr. Licata's contract. That's where we are. Questions?
Dr. Swain, can you tell us why the 3 school board members that said they were going to be here, why they told you they cannot be here?
They did not talk to me specifically. So we have a process in place when a board member discovers that there's an emergency of some kind, there's an individual designee that he called, that information goes out through our leadership team. In this particular case, we thought we had 5 up until this morning.
What's the reasoning?
The reasoning
that they're not here. Do you know?
Obviously, for me, if I were absent from a board meeting, it would be an emergency of some kind, a family emergency or whatever. I can't speculate that, and I won't.
But Ms. Leonardo said that there was written email saying why they were not here.
I'm not aware of that.
Can you tell us how disappointed you are? Because a minute ago you said you were very disappointed.
I am very disappointed. And your question was, why am I very disappointed?
Yeah.
Because we had a planned, structured process that went awry. And as a superintendent, interim superintendent, I need to find out why that happened and make sure that it doesn't happen again. If it is within my power to fix it, it will be fixed.
Can Dr. Licata do any work in the meantime, or really he can't really do much to help, with his
Dr. Licata has been visiting K.C. Wright all this week from the time the contract was negotiated. He and I have had interacting conversations. He's met with staff. He's given input in terms of his vision to people that he's met with. He's been on TV to share his vision with the public. He's also met individually with staff. He has school visits planned. So he's been involved in the transition started the day his contract was negotiated and finalized, in the process of being finalized today. So he's been interacting with all of the stakeholders here. He has had a trip planned to visit some schools for the summer programs. So he's been about the business. We just need to get this piece done.
We had board members Cole, Nazeeman, and Leonardi here, but you said 5 were supposed to be here. Who were the other 2 who were supposed to be here?
Fam, Mr. Folenhoge, and Mr. Austin. We got a message from Mr. Austin 2 days ago who said he was not going to be able to make the meeting because of whatever, and we still had 5. So there was no sense of urgency. We still had 5, even when he 2 days ago shared with us that he didn't think he was going to be able to attend. So things happen. Things happen.
When did you find out Fam and Fogan and Holy weren't coming? Was it when you sat down at the dais this morning?
No.
It was before that.
Next question.
Did Miss Pham have some kind of surgery today?
I have no idea. We are in the process now of contacting, aligning calendars to see when we can, as soon as possible, get the next date for the formal meeting to approve the superintendent's contract finalized so we can go forward. That's what the urgency is for the rest of the day.
What was the reason that Mr. Alston said he could not be here today?
You'll have to ask Mr. Austin.
All right, guys, thanks for all
Okay,
the
now
questions.
I have a question. So if you have Mr. The chair is away, the vice chair is away, the previous chair, who would be the next person to chair the meeting.
Who's the previous chair?
That would be Mr. Alston,
Okay.
who said he was not going to be here ahead of time. Wouldn't that be a sign to say, okay, this quorum could get very tenuous, why don't we cancel and reschedule the meeting beforehand instead of having everyone come up here and get upset?
We had 5 confirmed. There is a process in Robert's rules when you don't. The board could vote on a pro temp chair. Once that happened, then that pro temp chair would have conducted the meeting as usual. So there are processes in place. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Those are concepts that I do not spend time on. My job now is to make sure that Dr. Licata takes his rightful place as soon as possible so that I can go about the business of retirement.
All right, guys.
Are you worried about the message that it sends?
I think
This is
that's-
what happens
they were
today.
good.
Are you worried about a message that it sends to Dr. Licata and to the public?
Dr. Licata has a very positive attitude about unexpected happenings. He understands the culture of school systems, and he understands politics very well. So he understands. I have shared with him my deepest apology. And he has taken the attitude, we will get to where we need to be. It's just a matter of moving forward. He wants it to be very positive, and we do too. But to point the fingers about who did what and who knew what is not productive at all. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will never serve this district well. We're going to move forward, and we're going to keep it positive. Dr. Licata is going to take his rightful place. He has deserved that honor. And staff throughout the district is very excited about his new leadership. And I'm very excited. I was very excited today about taking my leave, but it will happen. It will happen, and you roll with the flow. Things you can control, you control. Things you can't, guess what? You can't. So.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Y'all be good.
All right. Appreciate
Talking
you.
to it.
Dr. Licata will be making a